Dobro Jutro, Divine Pisces, 222. It is Friday. Yay, Friday! Sorry. Friday, November 15th, 2019. I'm going to do an energy check-in for the Twin Flames today. So what we got going on here. Alright. So first card out is the Sun. Again, this has come up quite a bit last week. So, last couple weeks actually. So yeah, I do feel that this inner happiness that the twins have been looking for, I do feel it manifesting big time. Definitely feel a change in perspective happening here. Change in perspective, more illusions being shattered, more downloads coming through, absolutely. Learning to really see through the deception here. Really focusing on interpreting messages from source, which I do feel a lot of twins getting downloads right now. So, you know, this can come by way of dream communication. It could be, you know, if you're meditating, sometimes you get downloads like that. I would say, like, kind of like epiphanies, like big aha moments probably happening right now with the twins. I'd say both twins, Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine right now. So both twins really kind of stepping up, feeling awakenings and ascensions going on right now, absolutely. Still a little bit of ego in these connections, though I don't feel it's necessarily like inner struggle sort of thing today. It's more of like standing up to the ego. Does that make sense? Like Divine Feminine, I feel like a lot of Divine Feminines have been really trying to evaluate what's ego here, and it could be what we're seeing here, where Divine Feminine's kind of really enhancing the intuition and therefore telling ego to take a hike, so to speak, right? But I do feel like a lot of twins are either in the midst of or are on the verge of some towers here to help clear out the rest of whatever residual ego there is left, really. I mean, it's like, it's hard to get rid of it completely, let's be honest. It's just being able to know the difference between ego and intuition, and being able to tell ego to shut up, basically, okay, or laugh at it, right? Because ego can be pretty funny. So just laugh at it, right? Just tell it to go away. I do feel some twins definitely still feeling a little stuck in some karmic cycles, but I don't feel it's as hopeless as it was. You know, it was never really hopeless, but a lot of twins were feeling hopeless, feeling stuck, feeling like they couldn't move forward. But now it's like, you know, full speed ahead, right? Still trying to control some of the ending of these cycles, and that could be where the ego is coming in here. So there may be a couple more towers that will come to help clear out the rest of what's happening with these karmic situations, okay? And I know it's really difficult, you know, when you're in a situation you don't want to be in and you feel like your money's funny, right? As Jupiter 11:11 says, your money's funny. So you feel stuck because you can't move, you can't go somewhere else, right? But the main thing here is to disconnect energetically. If you feel like you can't move in the 3D, okay, you disconnect energetically and you start manifesting your foundation. You start manifesting your coins, right, so that you can move, right? That's how that works. All right, so I do feel, again, communication is all over this, guys. For the last week or two, communication is in the cards right now, okay? So a lot of you probably have already received communication. It may have not been, you know, the communication you were hoping for, but remember, releasing expectations. You can't be disappointed if you don't have expectations, right? So I do feel a lot of you will be getting communication if you haven't received it yet, but again, just keep in mind it may trigger you. A lot of twins. I do feel like actually Divine Feminine has really been focusing on heart chakra lately. I feel like Divine Feminine has been working on her purging. She's been working on, inner child wounds and things like that. And there's probably a lot that's coming to the surface. There's probably a lot of triggers that have come to the surface because of that. But what this is doing is it's helping Divine Masculine too, okay? Because I do feel opening of the heart chakra for a lot of Divine Masculines right now, which would explain the, you know, feeling kind of emotional and everything yesterday I was feeling from the collective, Divine Masculine collective, right? Alright, so let's take a look at Divine Masculine, see what's going on. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh, wow. Okay. Alright. Oh. Alright, well, this is no surprise. A lot of sexual energy, absolutely. But I do feel Divine Masculines, a lot of Divine Masculines are figuring things out. They're trying to lay groundwork, a strategy. Really trying to figure out what the next move is here. And so some of them may have, like, if you have received communication, they may be going kind of quiet right now because they're just trying to figure stuff out here. Of course, you know, this is interesting because it almost looks like you got the Two of Wands here, and then you got the flame in the middle, and then you got the two flames on the side. So that's really interesting. So it's almost like we've got inner union here, almost, right? But yeah, so a lot of Divine Masculine is trying to figure out what to do to move forward, you know, working on a strategy. So, you know, if they're kind of quiet or whatever, keep in mind there's always something going on behind the scenes, okay? The 3D is an illusion, so keep that in mind. I do feel, yeah, look at that, 3 of Wands. So, wow, we've got a lot of wands today, guys. That's interesting. So yeah, that inner union coming in, but I do feel some of them definitely have some shields up. They have some boundaries set up here, and keep in mind it could be Divine Feminine. This is probably where the ego's coming in. Stop overthinking things, all right? Just stop. You know, there's a lot that's going on behind the scenes. There are a lot of triggers. There's a lot of negativity around them right now, especially if they're in a karmic situation, or maybe, you know, they have some sort of issue that they're dealing with. If they're getting quiet, or maybe you're not feeling their energy, it's on purpose probably. They're not wanting to drag you into that, okay? So I do feel a lot going on behind the scenes right now. They may have their shields up, they may have their blocks up because they're trying to figure stuff out. They're trying to move forward here, and deal with the triggers as they come. And look at that, 8 of Wands. Look at all these wands, my goodness. So I do feel definitely some movement happening with Divine Masculine. This is actually really good news. There's so they're strategizing, they're going within, trying to figure out what to do, but I do feel definitely some swift action here. Some of them may come forward very quickly, very unexpectedly. Some of them may actually take action in their personal life. You may actually hear this from someone else and maybe not from your Divine Masculine, okay? But I do feel that there is some serious forward movement happening here, guys. And there's the sun again, okay? So it's like being divinely guided here. And I do feel some of you may receive, again, some news. You may get some messages. If not from your Divine Masculine, maybe from someone who is a mutual friend or associated with them somehow, family, that sort of thing. But yeah, they're trying to leave these toxic situations behind because it's very, very, very toxic where they are. All right. Now I'm also picking up a little bit of obsession here, and drug use, some recreational drug use, absolutely, coping mechanisms, that sort of thing. But for the most part, it's like whatever their karmic situation is, are very, very toxic. It's very toxic. They know it's toxic, and they're trying to figure out how to get out of it. And I do feel some of them will be taking some action to get out of these situations, guys. Yep. So they can move forward in their truth. Now, some of you may get communication that some things may be revealed to you, okay? I do feel them coming forward in truth. Maybe not whole truth. May not be whole truth, so keep that in mind, okay? You may have to read between the lines. But I do feel a lot of Divine Masculines absolutely wanting to be open with their truth here. They're just really not quite sure how to come forward. It's like a, it's really interesting. It's almost like a fear of rejection. They put up these shields because they're afraid of being rejected. Right? Alright, Divine Feminine! What we got here? Oh. Okay, we got a lot for Divine Feminine. No. Okay, Divine Feminine also having some karmic cycles that are coming to an end. Absolutely. I do feel some Divine Feminines really, really working on building this up so they can move out of their own karmic situations, okay? So really some mirroring here, absolutely. Building up those foundations, manifesting her abundance, you know, if you have a karmic partner or whatever, you know, that sort of thing. Those things are coming to an end, guys, because there's a lot that's being illuminated right now, absolutely. And I do feel, so, again, you may be receiving some information from either a mutual friend or family or something like that, but you could also be receiving information about your own situation here. Okay. Some layers are getting peeled back here that you hadn't seen before. Some realizations absolutely coming to light here, right? And I do feel some Divine Feminine still not fully in their truth. Okay? Not necessarily to themselves. I think they're fully in their truth to themselves. They're just not in their truth to others around them. They may not even be fully in truth with their counterpart right now. Okay? So keep that in mind. Same thing, you know, there's a lot of mirroring here, fear of rejection, that sort of thing, alright? So I do feel a little bit of sneaking around the truth here. Kind of dancing around the truth, so to speak, right? Because Divine Feminine, you know, while she's been working on herself, she's been, you know, doing her thing, there's still a little bit of trepidation, there's still a little bit of wariness. And this could be, again, where ego is coming into play, overthinking things. Okay? I do feel a lot of Divine Feminines are overthinking things right now. You may have hit a trigger and you're overthinking it. Instead of taking the lesson, instead of moving on with the lesson, you're just letting it run rampant with you, unfortunately, and letting your ego take over and just, like, you know, go with it. And look at that, more mirroring. So 8 of Wands. So now this trigger that Divine Feminine has recently hit, I do feel it does have a purpose. There is something here. It's trying to show you something, Divine Feminine. There's something you need to do. There's somewhere you need to go. It could have to do with your mission. It could have to do with your connection or with your karmic situation. Okay, there are a lot of endings happening right now, guys, that are trying to move you forward, okay? If you've been dragging your feet on a particular karmic situation, whatever, you know, just do your best to at least disconnect energetically, and then focus on the outcome, and the how will show itself eventually, guys, okay? I strongly believe that because I know it's true, because it's happened to me before. Okay, manifestation is no joke, and once you learn how to do it, it becomes incredibly, incredibly addictive, right? That being said, you know, I do feel a lot of Divine Feminines have put up their own boundaries here. So both twins kind of learning to put up boundaries, okay? And that's very healthy. You want to put up boundaries, absolutely. Just make sure you're putting up the boundaries. Not out of ego. I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but it's actually not. So, for example, if, let's say your Divine Masculine ghosts you, and you decide to block them on social media or whatever, is that setting up boundaries? Or is that your ego saying, well, he did it to me, so I'm going to do it to him? Right? So learn to tell the difference between ego, something that is motivated by ego, and something that's motivated by your highest good. Okay? So keep that in mind. But yeah, Divine Feminine really working on her abundance right now. And I do feel that some Divine Feminines are really starting to see this. And it's like you're getting success after success after success. Just remember to not... You don't want to stop doing the work when you get success. Okay, and this could be in your job, this could be your karmic situation, could be with your connection, could be with your mission, whatever. I do see a lot of abundance and a lot of success coming with Divine Feminine right now. And You know, some Divine Feminines still focusing on the connection a little too much. It's okay, you know, you don't beat yourself up about it. Just remember, you know, you gotta keep your focus on yourself, right? That's the main point, right? Is keeping your focus on yourself. So if you have a karmic situation you need to handle, if you've got, you know, something you need to pay attention to, you know, it's kind of hard to do that when you're focusing on this, all right? Because honestly, I mean, the connection's not going anywhere, guys. Despite what happens, you know, connection's always going to be there. I mean, you can, I mean, you can see that as a good thing or a bad thing, really. Either way, it's always going to be there, okay? And inner union is the point. And once you achieve that, once you achieve the inner union, the inner balance, and everything like that, everything else will fall into place, okay? So just don't stop doing the work when you get success. All right, that's the biggest mistake you can make. All right, let's get some messages. Counterparts today. All right. Oh, y'all. So glad it's Friday. I am so tired. I co-sleep with my daughter, and she just loves to punch me in the face. I'm waking up and I'm like, oh my god, I don't know how the heck I don't have a black eye or a broken nose or any of that, because, yeah. Alright. Yeah, get that vibration up, guys. Some of them are very confused right now. Mostly confused about what they're going to do, not really about the connection right now. A lot of sexual energy. Karmic situations, definitely. Yeah, energy's definitely going back and forth right now, guys. So you're probably feeling them, they're feeling you. Okay, you probably have a karmic situation you have to deal with. Yep. Healing time. Okay. Alright. Let's get some messages and advice from Source. Let's see what we got here. Oh. Hoping to be getting my SRT and Twin Flame Healing certification soon, guys. I'm really, really excited to start offering those services for you guys. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah. Some of you have been back and forth, definitely in a low vibrational state, so really need to find a way to raise that vibration. Again, this could be where you're overthinking things. When you overthink things and the ego takes over and it starts playing out all of these stupid scenarios that have nothing to do with anything, it can actually lower your vibration, okay? So do something to bring that vibration up. Meditate, clear out that whatever that nonsense is, okay? Because you are being protected right now. Reach out to your spirit team if you need to, okay? You're being guided, you're being protected, and so is your counterpart. This connection is divinely guided, it is divinely protected, so stop worrying about it. Stop overthinking things, okay? Have fun. Find something that makes you happy. Celebrate your success, absolutely. Celebrate your success. Just don't stop doing the work. You can take a break, obviously. You know, you can take a break if you need to recharge, because we all need to do that sometimes. But just don't stop completely, okay? And yes, mirroring. There's so much mirroring going on with these connections right now. And there's so many triggers going back and forth between the twins, okay? So if you're triggered, your counterpart's triggered. Keep that in mind, okay? Alright guys, well thank you so much for joining me. If this has resonated, please like, share, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.